Remember the child who died convulsed for about 30 minutes before coming to the hospital. Now, the lesson we learn from this story is that not all convulsions should wait. Some convulsions are medical emergencies, and knowing how to distinguish between the emergencies can save a life tomorrow. Welcome back to our convulsion series. Please do subscribe to our channel, follow, share our videos, and make sure you turn on your notification buttons for our upcoming videos. And if you have not watched the previous videos, make sure you go back to our page and watch them from the beginning. So here are some warning signs that should tell you this convulsion is dangerous and the patient should be rushed to the hospital. Number one, a convulsion that lasts more than 5 minutes. Most of the times, convulsions last less than 5 minutes and they finish on their own. And most of the times, you will not need to even take the patient to the hospital. But if you are in a scenario where you are having a convulsion for more than 5 minutes, it is an indication that something serious is happening. You need to rush the patient to the hospital for investigation so that we know what is causing the convulsion. The second dangerous sign is repeated convulsions without regaining consciousness. If you are in a scenario where somebody is convulsing and before the convulsion finishes, another one has started, you see the patient convulses and he has not regained consciousness and takes up another convulsion again, then it's a problem. So if you have repeated convulsions without regaining consciousness, it is a danger sign that something serious is happening. You need to rush that patient immediately to the hospital for investigation. And the third one is difficulty breathing after a convulsion. Normally, after a convulsion, somebody that was convulsing should start regaining consciousness and breathing normally and regain fully in about 10 minutes. But if you notice that after a convulsion, the patient is having difficulty or the person is having difficulty breathing consistently, then there is a problem. Something is wrong. You need to rush that person to the hospital so that we discover what is happening. Number 4, the next dangerous sign in a convulsion is any convulsion that is the first. So if you meet anybody that is convulsing for his very first time, you need to rush that person to the hospital. We need to investigate and know what is the cause of that convulsion. So anybody that convulses for the first time needs to be rushed to the hospital. The fifth danger sign that you should not take lightly in a convulsion is a convulsion that occurs after a head injury. Whenever you see somebody that has had a head injury, his head has been hit, maybe he had a motorbike accident, somebody boxed the head, or anything that has happened to the head as an injury, and the person convulses after, there is a serious problem. That person may be bleeding inside the brain. A blood vessel may have burst. You need to rush the patient fast to the hospital for investigation to know what is happening in the brain. Number 6, when you meet a person that stays confused for a long period of time after the convulsion, there is a problem. Normally, after a convulsion, somebody should be confused and drowsy for some few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes maximum. But if you notice that person is staying for a long period of time in a confused and drowsy state, there is a problem. You need to rush that person to the hospital as an emergency so that investigations are carried out on that person to know why he's been drowsy for that long period of time. Okay, let's go to the last one, convulsions in special cases. For example, if you meet a child that is still very young, a woman that is pregnant, somebody that is having diabetes or is having high-grade fever or an illness and has a convulsion, you should rush that person to the hospital for investigations. Those seizures are not just common seizures. So pregnant women, very young children, convulsion in the context of fever or a serious illness needs to be investigated and managed properly. In our next video, we'll be talking about the different types of convulsions. If you have not followed our page yet, follow our page, you subscribe, you turn on your notification buttons so that you'll be the first to receive any next video. And make sure you go back. If you have not watched the other videos, go back and you will enjoy them.